Let's create this icy mountain scene in Blender, step by step. First, remove everything from the scene and add a plane. Scale it up so it's much larger than our scene. Then apply the transform to lock the scale properly. Now go into edit mode, right-click and subdivide the plane. Set the number of cuts to 100. Be careful here. If your computer can't handle it, feel free to reduce the number of cuts. Next, add a displace modifier. Click New to add a texture, then go to the Texture Properties panel. Change the texture type to Distorted Noise. At this point, the surface has too many sharp bumps. To clean it up, increase the size of the texture. This smooths out the noise and gives us more natural mountain shapes. Now shade smooth the plane for a cleaner look. Enable Color Ramp in the texture settings. Adjust the black stop to control the bottom surface, and move the left stop to control the height of the mountain peaks. Keep tweaking until the terrain feels natural. Let's add lighting to the scene. Switch to Render Preview, go to World Properties, and change the world color to Sky Texture. This gives us realistic outdoor lighting instantly. Now add a camera and place it in a good position, focusing on the main area of the mountains. Press Shift plus Grave to enable fly mode. Use W, A, S, D to move, and E and Q to move up and down until the framing looks right. You may notice some gaps or stretched edges around the plane. Sometimes these can become visible in the camera view. To fix this, we'll exclude those edges from the displacement. Go back to Edit mode. From the Select menu, choose Select All by Trait to Non-Manifold. Now go to the Object Data Properties, create a new vertex group, and assign the selected vertices. Next, return to the Displace modifier and select that vertex group. Click Invert to reverse the effect, then reduce the mid-level to 0 so all excluded edges stay perfectly flat. Now we need some taller mountains in the background. Duplicate the current plane and move it behind the first one. Go back to Texture Properties, duplicate the texture, and use different values for this new terrain. Adjust the color ramp, resize, rotate, and move the texture until you're happy with how the distant mountains look. Spend a bit of time adjusting the world surface settings to get the lighting you want. These settings will change depending on whether you're aiming for a day scene, sunset, or night lighting. Now let's add an ice material to the terrain. I'm using a simple ice material here, but you can always add more nodes for realism or plug in a full PBR texture. Apply the same material to the background plane as well. To add depth to the scene, let's create a cloudy, foggy atmosphere in the distance. Add a cube, resize it, and position it where you want the fog effect to appear. Open the shader editor, add a new material, and remove the principled BSDF. Add an emission node. To control the emission color and strength, add a noise texture. Press Ctrl plus T to automatically add the texture coordinate and mapping nodes. This shortcut works if you have the Node Wrangler add-on enabled. Add a mixed color node to control color blending. Adjust the color ramp to increase contrast and fine-tune the fog density. Then add a color ramp and connect it to the emission strength. Keep tweaking the values until the atmosphere feels natural and blends nicely with the mountains. And that's it. With just a plane, displacement, lighting, and some volumetric fog, you've created a cinematic icy mountain scene in Blender.